Hey guys, this is Niki Rowland and I am designing a layout today for Hip Kit Club. I'm using the March main kit only. That's my assignment for this this layout today, but I've also mixed in bits from the February main kit as well, and I've also used this cut file Fun Never Stops. I cut it quite big out of one of the pieces of pattern paper in this month's kit. So I went through my previous kit, that's the February main kit, and I pulled out some bits of paper that I hadn't used yet. One of those is that one there, the scallop paper. I decided to use that around the edge of my layout, so to give myself a border, and I've kept the middle in case I want to use that for something else. Being that as this is a main kit only layout, I decided to stick strictly to the main kit only. Sometimes I add a piece of white card, but I have not done so in this case. I've decided to use a pattern paper as a background, and the only thing I did add was the cut file, which I think is okay. I've cut it using one of the pattern papers from the March kit, not from the February one. And what I'm doing is I'm going to backfill all of those letters using scraps of paper from the previous kit, that's the March kit, sorry, that's the February kit, and some bits from the March kit as well. So I've pulled out some, I'm basically going for blue tones. The cut file was cut from a blue pattern paper. That's a Maggie Holmes Sunny Days one, and I am backfilling using that scallops paper that's I've used around the edge of my layout, and also a couple of different Pinkfresh Studio papers that were in the February kit, so I'm using all of those to backfill those letters. Now the other pattern paper I decided to use to backfill those letters is this really beautiful foiled paper. It's a Sunny Days, Maggie Holmes Sunny Days paper, and it has beautiful gold foiling on white cardstock on one side, and on the other side it has this lovely turquoise crosshatch design. So I decided to use both of those patterns within within the letters. So the gold one doesn't show up too well because it's not a solid pattern. It's got lots of different individual pieces on it rather than a solid colour, but it still looks pretty, and I decided to go with it even though it wasn't ideal. It didn't read as a solid colour. So I'm just continuing on here. You'll see that I am backfilling these by hand manually. I should have cut these on my machine, but I'm away on vacation at the moment and I don't have my silhouette machine with me. So I had cut the cut file before I came away, and therefore I'm having to revert to a piece of paper, a pencil, sorry, and paper and scissors, you know, the old-fashioned method of backfilling. So that's what I'm doing now, just going through and doing all those. So you can see that I'm getting close to cutting all the letters out now, and I'm literally just cutting around them, trimming them a bit to make sure they fit. So I'm going backwards there because I want the other side of the paper. You'll notice that I cut quite often, if I'm using a full sheet, I cut from the middle of the paper, not the edge, and that's so that I can keep the edge intact, the 12 by 12 edge intact, so that I can use it as a border for another layout at some point. So I definitely like to preserve my kits as much as I possibly can because they are all so beautiful. I love the papers so much. Okay, so I have finished backfilling all of those letters and I've just stuck them down. Sometimes I raise these on foam pads, sometimes I just stick flat, and today I stuck flat using just wet glue and got them all on the back. And now what I'm doing is I'm putting those middle bits of those letters back in. So I'm just drawing around those inside the letters, and then I'm going to trim out those middle pieces as well. I don't want I could just stick them directly on and leave the pattern paper in the middle, but I decided to cut those out so that they look as they should do, really. Yeah, there you go. So they've got the holes in as well. So awesome. I love the way that this looks. Just getting the O's stuck in place, and that is my cut file complete, all done, ready to go. I'll probably just check it to make sure that there's nothing that needs trimming. Sometimes the papers, even though I've drawn around the letters, aren't quite perfect, but I'll just trim those bits off, no problem. And now I'm just trying to work out what I'm going to do with the rest of my layout. So I first of all thought that that Fun Never Stops would look good in the middle. However, because the text is justified towards the left hand side, I thought it would be good if it was anchored to the left and the bottom of the layout. So it does mean that it goes over the pattern a little bit, but I'm okay with that. It's okay. I'm fine with that. So I am adding in my 2 photos at the top there. I'm mainly concentrating on the blue tones within this kit and the previous kit too, and just putting through the blue from my photo, the blue from the cut file, and I'm really liking those lovely parasols from one of the Maggie Holmes Sunny Days papers. They're really cool. I'm cutting those out. I've cut out, I think I cut out about 5 of them for this layout, and I'm just going to position those behind my photo. I've pulled in a little bit of black and white paper there behind the right hand photo from the previous kit, the February kit, and that little yellow frame is also from the February kit as well. It's a Pinkfresh Studio one, and that blue square that I just added in there as well is also a square from a Pinkfresh Studio paper from the February kit. So I really am putting through the 2 kits together here, so the February main kit and the March main kit. They go really well actually, so yeah, just putting all those bits through. I'm going to add one of these butterflies. I thought I might add quite a few of them to decorate the wreath around the edge of the paper, but actually they're quite big, and because my title is huge, I couldn't fit in more than one, so definitely just stuck to the one there. And now I'm going through and pulling out all of that beautiful, beautiful ephemera that is in this month's kit. All those die cuts are just gorgeous. I love those hearts as well, the doodlebug hearts, and maybe they're not doodlebug. They look like them. I think they're exclusive as well, but this ephemera is exclusive and totally awesome. So just putting through the bits that work with my photo. It's a holiday photo or vacation photo, so I have pulled out some bits that go with that, so like the ice lolly, the parasol, and then some hearts and butterflies and things, and just chilling. That's also quite cool, although I don't think that actually makes it onto my layout. So I'm just adding foam pads to the back of that cut file and getting that stuck in place. Now that I know approximately what my layout is going to look like, I can just get that stuck in place, and I'm raising that up on foam pads because I didn't raise the outline on foam pads. I feel that the whole thing should probably be raised up a little bit to give myself my layout some dimension. Now that this is stuck in place, I can go ahead and embellish the rest of the layout and get everything else stuck down. So you'll see I'm just working on that little cluster at the bottom right hand side. I've added in the large butterfly. I've also added in a little jar which is from the layered embellishments from Pinkfresh Studio from the February main kit, and those together look quite nice. So I'm happy with that little cluster down to the right hand side. I then moved the parasol, the ice lolly and a blue heart over to the left hand side. I really wanted to have 3 different areas of embellishment on this layout, but I was struggling because my cut file is so huge, so that just a few little tiny bits there worked quite nicely. I'm just layering up my photos now. I mounted the larger photo onto a piece of pink Cartabella paper that's also from the February main kit too, and I'm just getting my stack sorted there, so adding in that black and white piece of paper, the blue square from Pinkfresh Studio, and getting my little parasols tucked in. I also tucked in one of those paperclip bows by Simple Stories. I tucked that through my frame there, the Pinkfresh Studio frame, and that actually was quite a nice way of anchoring it down. And I also tucked in a piece of ephemera through the paperclip too, so it all kind of went well together. Just finishing off my little clusters now. I was happy with that little cluster to the left hand side of the cut file with the parasol and the ice lolly. Just seeing if I can find anything from the Cartabella Flower Market collection to put in. That was from the previous kit, and I pulled out that black and white label there. It's huge, so I cut it down and just layered it behind my photo. It actually served quite a good purpose. It kind of made it kind of pop up a little bit more. It gave a bit of extra contrast there. So I'm just securing that little cluster on the left hand side with some foam dots, getting all those bits stuck in place, and same on the right hand side, making sure everything is stuck down. Just adding a butterfly and some small flowers from the ephemera pack to the clusters as well. I was a bit worried about the colours, so I'd got obviously mostly blue tones in this layout and some pops of yellow, which are great. I wanted to bring through some pink as well. She's got pink in the photo, and there was pink, a little bit of pink in the background as well, and I wanted to pull that through. So that's what I'm doing there, just making sure that I can pull through some pink flowers and bits and pieces. There's a blue camera going in there from the Maggie Holmes Sunny Days sticker sheet, and some of those beautiful, beautiful hearts that I thought were Doodlebug but aren't. They are they are Hip Kit Club exclusives, and they are gorgeous, of course, as are all of the exclusives. So that is me pretty much done. I'm just going to add in a border around the edge of my pattern paper, just using a pen, a grey pen. And I'm also going to add my journaling in too, so just a few lines about what we were doing. I'm trying to think about what to write. You can see that I'm hesitating there, I also needed to add the date, but I couldn't check my phone because I was using it to film, so I had to add that later. Okay, so there is the finished layout. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this one, and that was Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.